Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am very excited to announce something super big, so stay tuned until the end of this video. Alright, for now I'm going to give you exactly 3 reasons why you should study a language abroad. First reason obviously is immersion. That's what I talk about so much on this channel, but I want to repeat myself and say that immersion is the most important thing when learning a language. You want to immerse yourself as much as possible in the culture, and the easiest way to do that is to actually go abroad and to go where the language is spoken, because when you are surrounded by the sounds, by the spoken language every day, you read it, you hear it, the people speaking it, you are forced at one point to pick up things and to reproduce them. So the more immersed you are in a language, in a culture, the easier it is and it will be for you to learn it. If I can go abroad, I do the most to get those people who speak the language to be in contact with me. Like, I try to get in contact with them, maybe through apps if you don't have immediate friends around you. Like, you can always find methods. So if you can get a chance, please do like some kind of program abroad, because it will help you so much. I did my first program abroad when I was like 18. This lady came to my Spanish class, and she talked about how you could go abroad for like 2 to 3 weeks, however long you want to, and live with the host family and actually get to speak and learn the language while you study it at a language school. And I thought, wow, this is so brilliant. So I saved up all my money that I worked for and bought my flight ticket in the summer and went for 2 weeks to Spain. Those were the best 2 weeks I ever had, because I learned so much just by living with this family. 2 weeks might not seem much, but it was so much, because I heard constantly Spanish and I was surrounded by it, and they had this little girl who taught me so much. Like, she would just bombard me and speak to me, and I learned so much in 2 weeks. I literally like almost learned as much as I had learned like the previous whole year by studying it just at school in Germany. So I always recommend you trying to go abroad and learn the language where it is spoken, or at least practice the language where it is spoken, right? The second reason why you should study a language abroad is also the fact that you can get away from it. It's not that hard to get away from a language while you study it like daily or like a couple of times a week. You know, you study it and you have it like on your mind that, okay, I'm gonna sit down for maybe an hour and study, but then after that hour I'm gonna just like unconsciously like push it away, and then I'm in my different mode, like different zone. So if you're learning like French or Spanish, you're learning for that 1 hour, but then after that you're like just pushing it aside and then being in something else. But if you're really in that place where you have nowhere to go, like you have to read the menu in that language, where you have to expose yourself to situations where you might not be like that secure because your language is not spoken. But I advise people to do that, because a lot of people are actually scared of those situations where you are exposed to a language and there's no way out, like you have to speak. I purposefully put myself in these situations where I was literally like forced. I went and lived with a family who did not speak a word of English. They did not speak any German. I was purposely staying with them because I knew I could get the most out of living with them. I could improve my Spanish skills like so much. I had other friends who did the same au pair program as me, but they used to live with like host families who spoke German or English. So I think they did not learn as much and as fast as I did in the same amount of time, because I was forced to speak Spanish, absolutely, and they weren't. They a lot of times could get by with speaking either English or even German, but I was forced to speak only Spanish. So if you're forced, you're literally forced, like you have to, and that's the way you learn. Like, it's like throwing you in the cold water, but that's the way you learn, because there's no way out. So that goes hand in hand with immersion. Once you're immersed, everything around you is gonna be in that language, so there's no easy way out, right? Número 3 is Of course, the travel side and the cultural side. You get to know so much of the culture when you live there, when you experience the people, when you see how the people live, what they do, when you listen to the music there, when you just see the everyday life of people there. You learn so much, not just like the language aspects of things, but also like the cultural aspects. And as I say, like those two go together, like language and culture. So just by traveling and going out there and being among those people and speaking the language, you learn so much. Like I tell you, so much. So if you get a chance, you absolutely need to go abroad and speak the language where it is spoken. All right, so those were just a couple of tips for you guys. And so I really want to encourage you to do some type of language study abroad program, some kind of, like, I've been working with language schools to promote to you guys to go abroad and do things. And I've had like subscribers of mine go to China, and like I'm really excited for that, because I'm always out here encouraging you guys to do those things, to travel. If you're on my Instagram, you will see that I travel like so much, and I travel solo and I travel with friends. But I always want to try and bring to you the cultural aspects also of traveling. It's not just about the language, learning the language, but it's also about the culture, which is so important and so important to me, and that's what I want to convey to you. So right now I have some very exciting news that I've been working on for the past year. I've been thinking about it. I've had this idea for like forever, but now I've decided to really push it out and do something with it, because I've had this vision. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, then you absolutely need to follow me. You know that I've made an announcement about 2 days ago, which is a very important announcement for me, for you guys too. And that is that I will be hosting several language trips throughout the year. I'm so excited to tell you guys that I'll be hosting immersive language courses. That means I will travel to a destination with you guys, but not only travel there, but while we travel there, you'll have daily classes with me and learn the language while you do like tons of activities. I accompany you like doing things, traveling through the country, traveling to different sites, and doing all the touristy stuff, but also immersive things of the culture. And my very first trip is to Cuba. So Cuba. I've been there like 2 years ago, and I've absolutely loved it. And Cuba is perfect for a first immersive Spanish language trip. The island is perfect to travel. You could do like half of the island in about 2 weeks, or like a whole island in a month. And I did half of the island in 2 weeks, and I've had a lot of you guys wanting to travel with me, contacting me on Instagram. I figured, okay, I don't want to just travel with you guys, but while we're traveling, I really want to teach you guys. So I want to teach you the language which is spoken where we're traveling, so you get the most out of this experience. So we're gonna live together, we're gonna travel together. I'm gonna teach you daily Spanish. We're gonna immerse ourselves in the Cuban culture, get to know Cubans, how they live, see their way of living, like do activities. So it's gonna be so exciting. I'm really thrilled for this, because I know that this is a unique experience where you learn so much, and I can give you also my personal tips and experiences. I chose a country where I've already been to. I know that Cuba is very safe to travel. It's very easy to get around. That's why I chose this first destination for a Spanish trip. So if you're a beginner in Spanish, from A1 level to A2, you can sign up on the link below. You have all the information on this trip. If you have questions, leave them in the comment box below. Just go on the link below, check it out, and sign up for this first Spanish language trip, which will take place from the 20th of July until the 3rd of August. So if you're free this summer, don't hesitate to come along with me to Cuba and learn some Spanish. You'll leave Cuba with perfect conversational Spanish skills. If you sign up the next 48 hours, you will get 10% off the total price. And also there's going to be a maximum of 10 spots per trip available. So for this first Cuba trip, there's only going to be 10 spots available. So make sure you're enrolled to the Spanish language trip by clicking the link down below. Alright, Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys got something out of it. And don't forget to click the link down below, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.